Pulmo is in the administration office standing in front of the front desk. "School construction blueprints, please." The man behind the desk looks a bit nervous, delivering the bad news to Pulmo. "I'm really sorry, but we can't give you those documents." "Why?" "Well, according to the new rules and bylaws, everyone over the position of vice principal needs approval from the board to access sensitive information." Pulmo gets agitated by the sudden and nonsensical bureaucracy. "I'm an assistant." "Yes, but you're an assistant to the principal, and according to Section A, Paragraph 7, line 215, those affiliated with the principal are equal to that standing and shall be treated as such." Pulmo knew that the vice principal and the board of directors excluded them from meetings and several decisions, but she wasn't aware that they would pass laws to further restrict them. She could easily force her way in and get the documents, but that would give the board proper justification to fire her. She turns around without saying a word and walks out. She knows that getting approval from the board is impossible without tipping their hands. They will have to take certain risks and move without fully knowing what to expect. It might mean they will have to do several visits. She walks back to meet Breverte in the hopes that his meeting with the teacher goes better. The group meeting of the top 10 strongest, and Bilicus has concluded. They all walk out of the room. Mai Tai is walking with a clear purpose to where he believes Demo to be, but the 6th and 7th students both make their way in front of him to stop him. "Where do you think you're going?" Mai Tai doesn't say a word. He simply looks at the two with disdain. The 7th student closes in on Mai Tai threateningly. "You're going to go after our prey, aren't you?" Mai Tai is unfazed by the 7th in his face. He shrugs his shoulders as he answers. "And? Demo is ours. We will kill him." Mai Tai smiles a little. "You're too weak for that. Using those little fake muscles and that sparkly magic isn't going to beat him." This comment really angers the 6th and 7th. They both bring out their coins to challenge Mai Tai. "We'll get rid of you first." Mai Tai has a sarcastic look on his face, as if he was just challenged by two babies to a street fight. But a challenge is a challenge and must be answered. So he nods in agreement. The news of 3 of the strongest students fighting spreads across the school like wildfire. Especially since the 6th and 7th were involved, their fights were always gruesome and attracted the most attention. The news reached the ears of Ten and Demo as well. They attended the fight. Ten and Demo are standing in the audience. The audience is weirdly silent, almost like the whole room is filled with an extremely negative energy. The cause of this is Bilicus, who is in the VIP section, angered beyond belief at the fact that this is happening. He knows that once a challenge is issued, only those who are directly influenced can stop, reject, or change the fight. He voiced his concerns and rage at Mai Tai, but was met with a blank stare when doing so. The 6th and 7th seemed genuinely contrite, but wouldn't stop the fight. Their perceived honor was on the line. Mai Tai is the first to step into the ring. His presence in the ring is enough to break the spell of negativity that Bilicus had cast. The energy in the room swells even more as the 6th steps into the ring, followed by the 7th. Ten and Demo look at each other in confusion. It's then that Sight walks up next to them and explains the situation. The 6th and 7th are inseparable, and as long as their opponent doesn't object, 2 versus 1 is okay. Demo is slightly impressed at the fact that Mai Tai is willing to fight 2 of the strongest fighters at the same time. Ten, however, has more pressing concerns. "How is Cleus?" Saida doesn't seem to be too worried as she answers. "He is recovering. It usually takes about a week for him to be back." "Are his fights always that brutal?" Endo has a way of coming up with new techniques just to torture Cleus. Ten doesn't know how to respond to that, so he turns his focus back on the ring. Mai Tai and the 6th and 7th all seem ready. The 7th takes position behind the 6th and closes his eyes. He uses that moment to strengthen and enlarge his right arm. He then jumps over the 6th, and right as he does, the 6th kneels down and catches the 7th's feet in the palm of his hands. He then lunges the 7th straight up in the air. The seventh uses this momentum to land a falling strike on Mai Tai. Mai Tai, however, sees this coming from a mile away and simply takes a step back to avoid the punch. The impact of the missed punch creates an explosion of dust. For a few moments, the seventh is hidden by the dust. Mai Tai tracks his shadows while staying vigilant against the sixth, who hasn't moved yet. The seventh jumps out of the cloud of dust and starts throwing punches and kicks. Mai Tai dodges each one with minimal effort. With each swing of the seventh missed strikes, a trail of dust seems to follow him. After having dodged several strikes, Mai Tai feels a sudden pain in his chest, and his eyesight goes a bit blurry. The seventh recognizes the sudden convulsion and smiles, and then jumps back to where the sixth is standing. The sixth is now also smiling. He's ready. They then both close their eyes for a moment. The seventh arm turns back to normal, but the nails on his hands grow extremely long and sharp. The sixth does a similar transformation, but his nails are slightly less long. The two then take a predatory stance like they are two wolves hunting their prey. Mai Tai is having trouble focusing, and his heart seems to beat irregularly. He stands up straight and turns his face to the ceiling. Ha 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 ha. This is it? This is your secret move? He then lowers his head back to look at the sixth and seventh, who are confused at the sudden laughter coming from Mai Tai. Mai Tai, however, chuckles at the petty tricks they have to do to win a fight. Okay, I'm weakened. I'm frail. Come and get me. The sixth licks his nails and rushes towards Mai Tai.